national security, all of us should be alert when government starts to say, we're going to interfere with your liberty because there's a national security reason. And what history tells us is that that is a power grab on the part of the government. It doesn't mean that there are times when that's not necessary, because there are times when it is necessary. But we should all be especially vigilant when they start waving that flag, that national security flag. Because generally speaking, it's an expansion of powers that never gets back, put back into place. And we saw that with 9/11. And we're seeing that kind of incremental creep of, sort of government surveillance and government kind of record keeping of who we are and where we're going and what we're doing, all in the name of national security. So in a democratic society, those kinds of threats should not be managed at the expense of our civil liberties. And when we're told that that trade-off is necessary, we should be very certain that that trade-off is in fact necessary. And right now, Donald Trump is using national security as the basis for depriving people of due process. And it is just a pure, straightforward power grab. And, he's not the first. I wish I could say that he was the first. But during the post 9/11 era, I'm trying to remember the year now, but Mara Rar is a Canadian citizen. I think this was like 2004, 2005. He's coming through JFK, post 9/11, of course, and he is on his way back to Canada. He gets taken out of JFK and sent by American authorities to Syria, where he was tortured for an extended period of time. Yeah. He gets back because the United States says, oh, we made a mistake. And ultimately, he sues for this violation of his constitutional rights. And the courts essentially say, look, what happened to you is, not good, but we're not in a position to second guess what the president does in the name of national security. So when the president uses national security as the justification for restraining our rights, it's much harder for the courts to intervene because they don't want to overstep their bounds. And you saw the Supreme Court in the Abrego Garcia case mention that concern. We don't want to step on the executive's prerogative. So here's my much shorter takeaway answer from that. I can't conceive of very many circumstances, except at the time of active war on this continent, that we would need to be deprived of constitutional protections. And I think anything short of that is likely to be a power grab and an excuse for more government control over us.